Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of RollPlay Far Verona. This is episode number 8, and I'm excited to be here. Look, it's
This is new.
my friends and the fancy new overlay.
Oh,
it's
we're in
so cool looking.
space.
Oh, it's so good. It's so. I'm just
Wow.
gonna look at it for a minute. Good stuff. I remember when we were doing Swan Song, and we had a static background for a really long time, and then we added a very, very subtle moving star field, and watching chat be like, "Wait, is it moving? No, it's not moving. Is it moving? I can't tell. Is that? Am I freaking out here?" It was really good. It took several episodes where people were like, "Yeah, okay, consensus is it's definitely moving. We're not hallucinating." So also, yeah, welcome to our new overlay. It's lovely. Hi everybody. How's everybody doing? Before I start asking you things, I want to just say, in solidarity with my fellow game masters of the internet, all of your characters are dead. You're all dead.
Yeah.
Too bad. Show's over.
Let's off.
In protest, we're done. Pile of corpses. So now that we got that out of the way, everybody start rolling up new characters.
Okay.
Great.
Matt, what have you been? What's happening? Matt, Amish Mike. No, look at him. He's not even. It's fine, Max. There you go.
I'm
Hi,
here.
buddy.
Hi. Oh, you said Matt. You said Matt, and I genuinely thought my brain was like, "That's not your name. Don't respond."
Yeah, I saw you get distracted, and so decided to contribute.
Yeah.
How you doing,
I
buddy?
got,
Your internet's
I got-
back. That's good.
Yeah, it's back. It was very, very frustrating.
It is the worst feeling in the history of feelings. It's so bad.
I got it
And
fixed.
you know this. You
later
know this
in the
feeling
evening.
as well. Yeah.
And now I'm back. Yay. Yeah. No, I just got some Starbucks. That's what's up. That's what's new. Hey, it's because chat always asks. It is a sausage
Yeah, what'd you get?
and cheddar biscuit sandwich with a iced caramel macchiato, venti with an extra shot because I'm a madman and I need 4 shots.
I respect that choice.
I just like the bitterness, and if I just get 3 shots, I want this to last for a decent amount of the show. So I throw that extra shot in there. 1 for extra caffeine and power, and also for that bitter taste.
I've reached the caffeination borderline where now I don't really drink soda that much, and I'm not really a coffee drinker. I literally just bought a thing of caffeine pills, and I'm just like, okay, just
let's
gonna
just
take
stop
these.
fucking around. Let's just get it in there real quick.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm like, I don't need all that liquid. I just need these 2 little, and I'm good to go. We're good.
I feel like eventually I'm gonna hit that point as well, or some other point. I'm just gonna switch to tea or something, because coffee, man, it just makes me poop. Let's just be honest. All right. I know people don't like talking about poop. People are gonna like TMI. It happens.
It's natural.
And it's really annoying. So
Everybody poops, Max. Everybody poops.
if you
That's
see
all
me
right.
a few times, guaranteed on one of these shows, whether this one or Court of Swords, just all of a sudden be like, "What I'm doing? I'm going." I have the phone with me, so I'm still keeping up with the show. But anyways, why don't we talk to someone else? Because
Good.
Someone
Good.
please
Cool.
release him from this torment.
Yeah, please just
Now
save
at least
Max from
I know
talking
what
about
you
poops.
do when you leave your desk.
Yeah,
not
Now
always.
it's not a mystery
always.
anymore.
but that's what we're going to be
Problem
thinking
Needs
of, Max.
attention. Yeah,
The
but that's
problem
what's
here
gonna
was
be in your
Max
head.
is I was gonna throw it to Bronze, but I know that of everybody else, the next most likely person to talk about these things would be Bronze. So let's just give you a minute to think of a new topic.
Your
I'm
thoughts
just
on poop?
saying. Just saying.
Everybody poops at him.
I'm aware. I understand. This is good. This is a great pre-show. Mark, save me. Tell me about something that is not your
I have
bodily
nothing
functions.
to save you with. I have nothing to save you with, man.
Oh, buddy.
My week has been pretty boring and pretty uneventful. Been playing some of that Warcraft back on that drug.
How's your ascension to becoming a professional Rainbow Six player?
Not great. We had some fun. We played a little bit, which have some fun games. But yeah, we still are nowhere near good. We still do things like accidentally team kill each other and don't know the maps and stuff like that. So yeah, long stretch away. Yeah, literally just been playing Warcraft and got new internet today. Got brand new hyperoptic internet, which was nice and painless. And that's it.
Good.
That's really it. Nothing super exciting.
Being okay at video games and having a better internet. I feel like that's pretty good. That's a good week.
That's a pretty
nice,
good week. Standard week.
Right? Yeah. Good work. Nice job. Enjoy your new
Thanks, man.
internet.
Thanks. I will.
Upload all kinds of good stuff. The best part of Mark's description of what he's been up to was watching Anne's face while
Yeah,
he
I
did
just
it.
saw chat saying that.
Anne's got
Like,
really good eyebrow expression, and it was just like neutral face the whole time, and then just one like really, really. That's who
Team
you
kills.
are?
When he
And,
talked about the team kills, yeah. Can't control my face.
I think the problem is like I play with a bunch of guys who only play once a week for a stream, and they're very unaware of like things around them, and one of them has particularly clumsy fingers, and so often we have things of like instead of removing C4 that he's accidentally thrown, he'll blow it up and stuff like that, and that often is a frustration for me in particular.
I've
just getting
never
up to
done that before, ever. Totally done that.
I feel
There's
like
so many
that's-
times when
that's-
you accidentally throw a C4 and then I look at it and I'm just like, okay, button to pick it up. F. I like approach it so slowly and I look at my keyboard. I'm like, F, like just real slow so that I don't fuck it up.
there is that moment, especially when you're on stream where you're like, I know what I'm doing. It's just this button. It's just I've done it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I know which one it is. And you hit the button and you're like, wait, that wasn't the button. And then fucking roundabout starts to play and everything goes black and white and you're just like, well, here we are. I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. That happens to me a lot in Dark Souls where I'm like, why did I press that? I'm falling off a cliff. I know I'm better than this, but not today. Not in this.
Yeah, it was
game.
one of the, we had one of those moments where it was just like you heard him make the noise as he realized what he'd done, just like a fraction of a second before the explosion goes off. Like you hear the and then
right. You just I think that's the purity of that moment. That's the zen of the fuck up. Is that second between when you press the button and the bad thing happens, where you're like, oh god, I've done the bad thing. And then everything goes to shit. But that moment is so good. Like even experiencing it, it always makes me laugh because I'm like, okay, it's pretty good. That makes for pretty good content if you're not trying to win.
Yeah, I should dig it. I don't think we clipped it from like the right angle, but yeah, it was pretty funny. And it just had it's like one of those moments where like team kills are so bad in Rainbow Six, and it's just but we still laughed about it. It was just one of those moments of like I can't believe that stupid thing has just happened. That's really funny. And then we just carried on playing as normal. It was funny. It's good times. I feel like
that's something that's been around as long as video games. Because I remember playing like Nintendo as a kid and playing fucking Blades of Steel and watching the puck heading towards my own goal and be like, no, oh god,
please.
no, oh, why, no, yeah, it's an eternal struggle. So don't worry, you're not alone. You did it,
Thanks.
and hopefully you can live up to Anne's high standards of being good at this game.
I played like 1,000 hours
doing?
of Siege, and I still learn new things all the time. So, I have just been playing a lot of Siege. That's pretty much it. I haven't done too much since. Oh, I did that PUBG event.
Yeah.
That was kind of a mess.
How was that?
Unfortunately,
Yeah, tell us about that.
It was kind of a mess. Yeah, it was. I mean, so the thing is that like people were joking around and like comparing it to that like TanaCon nightmare where like nothing was planned and no one had water or food and everyone was dying and it was awful, right? But like I feel like Twitch really I don't know if it was like Twitch or it was like the PUBG team or whoever was like kind of in charge of it. I feel like they did a good job of planning and it was just like everything went wrong for like reasons that were, I don't know. It was just like weird shit happening. Like some dude's monitor just like fell down. Just like gravity was just like, no, fuck this event. And then like my teammates' monitors like turned off and like there were some things that they definitely could have done to plan better, but like they had 2 different internet service providers like backed up ready to go for this event and both of them failed at the same time.
Wow.
So it's like they did plan for it to be like to have internet and then it was just like for some reason it just was like, no, this isn't gonna work. So I felt bad for them that the place like that the event like didn't go that well because it seemed like they really did care about trying to make it like a good event. So hopefully if they do another one in the future, I just want them to put it in like it was like I think it's like a warehouse where they can like rent it out for like movie studio stuff or whatever. and they had giant like air conditioning, like industrial units to pump in like cold air or whatever, but it was like not enough. So it was like way too hot. Like just have it indoors somewhere. It's not like a warehouse because we were all dying. It's like 80 computers and like 80 monitors and then like 400 people. It was too hot.
People underestimate the amount of British thermal units a human body exudes when you jam it into a room with 399 other people who are also generating heat. It's pretty intense.
Yeah. So, but it was cool to like see everybody. There were a bunch of streamers flew out to like be at the event, and so it was nice to see all my friends and that kind of thing. But it was kind of a mess. So, but that's pretty much it.
I saw a video. Now, was this like a recent thing, or did you just retweet? I saw a video of you talking about Overwatch.
So a few months ago, the Overwatch team had me go down to the studio, and I recorded a bunch of footage that they've been using in like the Overwatch League things, where it's like kind of in between games, where it's like, "Hi, I'm AnneMunition. This is what back behind the scenes of Overwatch."
I caught a little bit of that too. I was like, "Hey, I know her."
That's Anne. Yeah.
That's what Anne sounds like when she does promotional material. So if you're looking to hire an exceptional professional with a really high pitched squeaky voice, Anne's your woman. Get it.
I'm in the next Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. As you said. So I did that, and that was a few months ago. But yeah, every once in a while I get people being like, "Hey, I just saw you on this thing," because they're like kind of airing it throughout the tournament and everything. So
yeah. Like Max said, that happens to me every once in a while, and it's usually something like that you've done, where I'll be watching something else, and they'll be like, "We're gonna take it to a commercial." I'm like, "Hey, I know her. I know that person."
Or you're watching the news and it says top gamer AnneMunition. And I'm like, what the? Where aren't you, Anne?
AnneMunition. Like, that motherfucker is everywhere.
Yeah. You're watching like TV. There's just like some commercial. Or just like suddenly I just like bust in. It's like that thing where it's like, nope, it's a Tide ad. Like, no, it's AnneMunition. Just there always.
It's like the Kool-Aid man.
Troy McClure of video games.
Yeah.
Like kick your door down.
Use C4.
Hi, I'm AnneMunition. We're behind the scenes in your closet. Let's examine your things.
And get out of my house.
Yeah, it's a show. It's like, okay, we're gonna pitch this to Netflix. All right, Anne. It's a show like Queer Eye, but it's you going to people's houses and telling them how they're shit at video games. And that's the show.
Oh.
We'll do 12 episodes. There'll be crying and sad music, and in the end, you'll redeem them and teach them how to be good at killing enemies in video games.
I was gonna say, Anne's not
I wouldn't say that they were bad at video games, but I would kick down their door and say, "You should play Rainbow Six Siege, and here's why." And then I would hold them hostage for like 50 minutes while I just like detail all the reasons they should play Rainbow Six Siege.
Hostage, because
the hostage, you got it.
Is that
nice?
Yeah,
classic.
Let's do it. It can't be worse than half of the terrible shit that's on Netflix right now. So. I'd watch that.
They're not a hostage.
I did just read
the police.
Oh, never mind.
No, please.
No, what did you read? We watch too many things here. Us fucking nerds.
I was going to talk about how Netflix has officially cut ties with the Weinstein Company. I read that this morning. They were just like, no, goodbye. So
good call.
So we'll see if that makes Netflix worse in terms of content.
I feel like
I'm
Netflix
curious.
Had a bunch of cool stuff, like initially, and then everyone was getting behind the whole like, oh, Netflix originals, really crazy, really good stuff. Oh wow, this is like kind of groundbreaking. And now it's just kind of whatever. Just give content. Just do it.
It does feel a little overwhelmed. Like you go to the front page.
Fuck it. Yeah, do it.
Right.
What does he do it? He's pretending to be a trash can in this movie. Okay, yeah, sure, why not?
Well, it used to be that like Disney would be like, okay, let's just put our movies on Netflix. And now Disney's like, but what if we make our own Netflix? And then we have people pay to use our Netflix. So then it's like Disneyflix or some shit, right? So
that's
then
what
like
everybody's doing now, yeah.
But yeah, so then they just like take all their shit away from Netflix. So it makes Netflix like seem worse because they're just like taking all their stuff back because they want you to like pay for their service. So it's basically just turning into cable TV, but with streaming services. Which is great. I'm a huge fan. I'm really excited.
I'm really hoping that in the future that I can subscribe to as many individual things as possible rather than just the one thing. I want 10 or 15 different websites that I have to go to so I can get content. Yeah.
Thrilled
the problem is that they have less content that I want, but they keep increasing their prices.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
I loved playing for CBS All Access, whatever, for fucking Star Trek. That was great. I loved that. That was neat. Here, I was thinking I was going to be able to go on Amazon, which I did find it on Amazon, but then it was a button that said start your free trial of CBS All Access.
I want to see like a chart of the number of subscribers HBO Go has, like normally, and then when like Game of Thrones is on.
Oh, it's a
And then,
huge spike.
and then as soon as Game of Thrones ends, everyone just cancels.
Yeah, that's totally a real thing. Like limited time subscriptions to watch certain stuff, and then bailing out. That they have to account for that for sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be a huge number. Yeah.
It's like me with Hulu.
I mean, take
and The
right. Like,
Handmaid's
take
Tale.
into
Just like
take into account the fact that like it's still, and I'm sure Mark, you can speak to this. It's still like region different, right? Like the shit I get on Amazon or Netflix is not the same as what people in America get. And so, despite the fact that it's the fucking internet, it's still like, yeah, you live in Canada, so you have to watch this thing on that thing, and you can't watch this thing at all. So, cool.
Yeah, so
have
many
fun.
shows we just don't get at all if it's if you're outside the US. Just isn't
My favorite thing too is whenever you're, something on TV will advertise like, watch all of our content streamed on our mobile app, and then you get their mobile app, and it as before you can watch their content, it's like, so what cable provider do you have? Because you can't watch any of this without the cable provider.
yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck did I just download this for?
Yeah.
Ugh. Is what I say
content-
for all of that.
Content is a bit of a clusterfuck right now. I will say this though, I still like going to the theater and watching movies. I went and saw Sorry to Bother You the other day. If you've not seen this movie, if you don't know about it, it is so good. I am so glad I went and saw it. It's
I hadn't even heard of it.
Yeah, right. It's directed by Boots Riley. It's got the like sidekick dude from Atlanta in it, whose name I can't remember, and it's got Tessa Thompson in it, and it's got Glenn from The Walking Dead, and it's like a weird like near future sci-fi dystopia thing about telemarketing. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, you should go and watch it, or wait until it comes out on a thing that you can stream it on. But yeah, that's still like for me, that is a thing that even if like I have to subscribe to 10 million stupid things on the internet to watch TV shows, it's still really nice to just go to a movie and sit down and watch a thing for 2 hours and not do anything else. Just be like,
I still really enjoy that, even though a lot of, I know movie sales and stuff like that or ticket sales and moviegoers have gone down. I don't know if it's gone back up or whatever, because you've seen like all the theaters, one adding booze into theaters, and also then upgrading all their seats and stuff, so that way it's like worth it for them to go. Because as home theaters get better and stuff, but I still really like going. I think it's neat. I don't do it too often too, so when I do go, it's like a special thing for me.
dinner and a movie. So I'll always be a
well, and I
classic.
think they're starting to realize that's the jam, right, for theaters. Like, there are some theaters that are going. Somebody made a comment in chat, like, in before you have to subscribe to movie theaters. That's a thing. That's real already.
Yeah, movie pass.
There's like movie pass. Yep,
Yeah.
it's a subscription to the theater, which, like, I guess
You
if
just
you go a bunch is like a valid thing. But like, it's
I can
already
see
a
that.
thing.
I could
I
see,
used to
like,
have
if you're a
one.
moviegoer, I mean, like that would
Yeah.
make sense. Like, if you see several movies every single week, like that would probably be worth it right there, just for the price of like 2 movie tickets. You know what I mean? I don't know what the
Several
cost
movies
is,
a
but
week? Who the hell sees several movies a week?
I know.
Oh my
people.
god, that's
used
so
to-
much time.
Yeah,
Me and a
I know
colleague when I
people.
used to work like
Not
late
even enough
shift.
movie.
Well, me and my colleague used to just go and see a movie because we have like late shifts. So we both got this movie pass because we had like a theater like right near our offices. So we'd like normally go and see one like before our shift started, just because we had time to go and do that. Like we weren't doing anything during the day. Then we just jump into work, and you'd have that sort of like, I just saw a good movie, I've got a good feeling kind of vibe. But you can really only do about like 3 a week without like repeating movies.
Man, it's so interesting to me to hear like other people's movie experiences and like why they love going to the movies, because I hate it. I hate going to movie
Oh,
theaters.
really?
The worst.
I
I like how you were
I
like,
go-
you come out of it, you've got this like fresh face, like I just saw a movie. The world is my oyster, and I'm just like, ugh. Just spent like 3 hours in this like dark, grungy room eating like gross food. Like
Mhm.
I'm
one could be said the
tired.
same of a streamer
Like-
playing video games at their desk.
I don't know. I really like going to the theater because I find if I'm trying to watch a TV show or a movie in my normal environment, I get super distracted. I'm like, I got my phone, I got other shit to look at. I'm like gonna alt tab and do other things, and I don't really get like I can't focus. But if you're in the theater, it's like nothing else exists except this enormous screen. And that's why I like theaters like Alamo Drafthouse, where they're like, if you talk and if you look at your phone, we will literally fucking cut your
As
throat.
my phone
We will
rings.
come, yeah, we will come out there into the theater and we will gut you like a pig and throw your corpse in the alley because don't do it.
See, that's the thing.
but-
It's not just you sitting there watching the movie. It's you sitting there watching the movie while like Johnny Loudness over here starts like talking on his phone, and this guy's like opening some wrapper, and it takes him like 50 years to open the wrapper. Like, just open it before the movie starts, and then you're good to go. Meanwhile, the like dude like 4 rows up is like spilling his soda, and it's just like water falling down the like thing. It's just I don't know.
I think you can definitely, you can definitely have that experience for sure.
Last movie I went to, there was like a family sitting behind me, and it did end with me screaming at them in Punjabi because they were Indian. So, and then they were shocked and shook that they were being yelled at in their native tongue. Because I think the exact words I said were like, "Listen, I know they got movie theaters in Punjab, so why the fuck are your kids running up and down the aisles?" Pretty sure that's like the rough translation of it. And then they were like all like,
although I have been to like draft house style theater, right? And like that is really nice, but we don't have them here. Like I don't have one nearby. So my regular theater experience is not like, let's go to a nice theater and like have dinner and stuff. So like that would be really cool.
Yeah, they're few and far between. I wish more draft house, and they're kind of adopting it. Some I know there's a few that were in California that were just kind of doing that on a smaller scale, not like a large draft house thing.
I think most theaters are moving. They're moving towards that. This idea of going to the movies not as a cattle car situation where like everybody gets jammed into a room and watches a movie because that's the only time you have an opportunity to do it, and more to like a luxury, like you pick the seat that you want and you can get food and you just like.
I love that. I love when you get to pick the seat that you want, because I'm not willing to like come to the movie theater like 45 minutes early and try to get a decent seat. It's better.
I'm the opposite.
And then go, exactly when I want to. And just
I'm the worst. I'm that guy who's like, okay, well, we didn't get to pick our seat, so I will be there 7 hours before the movie, and I will wait there.
Right.
And yes, I will hold a seat for you, but I will hate you for it forever.
But that's why I like being able to book it, because you plan ahead of time, and then you get to go. Yeah, so that's nice. But the last draft house style like movie theater I went to, I still didn't like it because it was the quiet place, and then there's people eating. And I remember at one point, I think somebody ordered something like egg rolls, and I was just like, the crunchiest food during the quietest movie.
To be fair, that's on the theater, right? Like, how dare they offer that as an option?
Like egg rolls, really, the crunchiest food, and it's like pin drop silence, like all this spin of like, and everyone's like, gotta cover my breath because this creature senses sound, and then you just hear. And I'm just like, I'm gonna like, it was like a Quentin Tarantino film, because my brain was just like, like I was ready to go on a murderous like rage, because I was just like, why would you order that now?
Yeah,
I think
also like, why would you eat it now? Just wait.
The inverse, right? Yeah, there's an etiquette. The inverse of that is also true too, where I think if you can get into one of those situations where you're in the theater with a bunch of people who are really excited to be there, and they're all in that same headspace where they're like, okay, I'm here to watch this movie. Fuck those egg rolls. Like, get out of here with that. I'm gonna just like, I'm very attentive. Like, especially with movies like horror movies. Like, I saw Hereditary with a bunch of people who were there to like watch a scary movie, and it was way scarier because I could feel everybody else being super tense. Like that kind of stuff. Or like watching like a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie on like opening night with a bunch of people who are just like, ugh, I'm so excited to be here. That's a really good feeling. But it's definitely rare. It's way rarer than like
Inception. And as I was sitting there, popcorn rained down from the heavens because some kids behind us took their bucket of popcorn and just threw it, because they were sitting at the very top. They literally just threw their popcorn and it just like scattered everywhere in the theater. Here's the thing. They got a second popcorn did the same thing like 40 minutes later.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you're literally
Fucking
spending money and
assholes.
it's like throwing buttery popcorn at everyone in the theater. It's the worst.
Yeah.
So that is why those experiences are the ones that I've had living in like South Central LA, where just like dumbass people are just like totally disrespectful of everyone else's experiences.
Children
and,
of
like,
the popcorn. It's not even children
Yeah.
of the corn. It's just
Yeah.
Satan-
popcorn,
satanic
yeah.
children.
So I like these like bougie theaters Adam's going to where everyone is polite and respectful. I don't know how you get that experience because mine. Is
So
not.
you know how I get that experience is
Canada.
Canada.
Or
Canada is how you
UK.
get that.
UK
Yeah.
does that too. We got that.
This is the
Super
sign for
polite.
Canada,
Like-
by the way.
Did you guys
Somebody-
like, destroy an ambulance when you like lost the soccer game? I saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that.
somebody-
that's football though.
All right.
That's
UK, whatever. I'm going to Canada. I think Adam's got it.
Yeah, no, Adams. Yeah, I would go to Canada, Anne. Like, don't look at me. I'd go to Canada too.
I mean, don't act like Canada doesn't have the same types of problems. You can live in peaceful ignorance. Just don't look up what happened in Vancouver when we lost the Stanley Cup the last time that
Oh.
happened. Just pretend
Ooh, I remember
that bit didn't happen, and it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, I think it's one of those. There's lots of different ways to absorb media, and if you can swing it, if you can get it right, going to the theater is just like it's great because it's like it's giant and it's loud and it's like there's nothing else going on. That's what I like about it versus like sitting at home being like, I should check my email, or like I haven't looked at Twitter in 15 seconds, so I should probably do that. I like being cut off from the rest of the world for a little while.
I think what I'm going to try to do, we were talking about seeing a bunch of movies. I forgot what I was going to say before. I want to try to see as many movies as I can in one day and just see what that's like. Like, just like back to back, line it up and be like, all right, we're going to get through all this garbage and see.
Cool.
You want to know? I'll tell you. So before we gotta actually do the thing rather than just spending 4 hours talking about movie theaters. But I will tell you an embarrassing story about myself from when I was a teenager, and then we'll move on. So when I was like, I don't know, how old was I in 1999? 16? Yeah, something like that. So there was this little movie that came out. Maybe you've heard of it, called The Phantom Menace. And I was a young lad starved for Star Wars, and I was so excited. I saw The Phantom Menace 4 times in one day, back to back.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still going through therapy for that horrible day. We don't talk about that day much, but you know, it's certainly possible. You can do it. It can happen. 8 hours of The Phantom Menace in a row, but I wouldn't
Jeez.
suggest it.
So when it comes on like TV, or you're like at an airport and they're just playing it or something like that, you're just like,
Yeah, I just can't. I can't. I've tried to.
I mean,
watch
I
it
have
since,
that
but it's-
experience, and I didn't watch it 4 times in one day. So
Right.
that's fair.
Yeah. So there you go. Phantom Menace. It was bad. I guess that's what we can take away. Kids are dumb, and Phantom Menace is bad. Let's talk about goals for today's episode. So I've written down. I've taken to writing down goals for the NPCs. So I have goals for characters that are
Okay.
present, but I would like to know what you want to accomplish today. So let's start with Riley. Riley,
Mhm.
what would you like to do? What do you
Well,
want to get done?
first of
with your-
all,
your friends?
Adam, I will from henceforth only be referred to as Ambassador Bronze.
Oh yeah, is that how it goes? outta here.
Seeing as how I am one of 15 TwitchCon 2018 ambassadors.
Oh right.
saw that.
Okay. I didn't understand why you were saying that, and I was
You
like,
didn't
"It's
ask
like
me what
the
new
last
news
show,"
I had
and I,
this
like,
week, Adam.
Like, what did you
Do you have?
read?
Okay. All right.
I was thinking
all right.
RP wise. I'm like, did she do something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
That's
Yeah,
that's
TwitchCon
true.
ambassador. Nice. Cool.
That's true. Please
I finally had
take-
something exciting.
take your
this
moment.
week. It was my first
Yeah.
time this week.
don't let me
Yeah,
fuck this
tell
up
us.
for you.
What does it mean
Do
to
it.
be a TwitchCon ambassador? I don't know what that is. Tell me.
Oh, right. So the ambassador program is brand new in 2018. And basically they chose 15 people that they feel represent different facets of Twitch to highlight in the weeks leading up to TwitchCon, sort of talk about our unique journeys on Twitch. My niche
Cool.
was apparently talking mad shit. So that's I'm the official shit poster and shit talker
Yeah.
on TwitchCon 2018.
Ambassador.
That's-
Put
Ambassador.
put me
Yes.
Putting the ass in ambassador.
Yeah, ambassador. I like that.
It's in the middle there with the That's good.
Riley.
There's some other cool. There's some other cool people doing that ambassador thing too. I saw the little graphic and I was like, I know like half of these people. They're all great.
Yeah.
Including the man with the stash, Sequisha himself. That's kind of
Saw that.
Yeah, most.
So are you doing like
that's what he's representing is the men with stashes on Twitch? So the subset of Twitch users? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
A beautiful facial hair.
There are a few people with mustaches on Twitch, and they did choose the correct one to be the ambassador with mustaches. So that's good. Work Twitch, you did.
Excellent.
Adam's ambassador shit poster right now.
They were gonna pick a Hispanic representative for like Mexican. They went my name, and then they saw that I was a white guy, so then they just skipped right over.
I mean, you say that, but that's yes. I've seen that happen more than once. I can't watch Court of Swords. It's all white guys. I'm like, your heart's in the right place, but like, what happened to your eyeballs? Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. So moving on to the fantasy land we occupy, where nothing ever goes wrong. Do you have a goal for Riley today?
She's done. You lost her.
Sorry for that.
That's good. Do you need a minute, Bronze? Should we?
It was just I can't watch this with all white people. Like, what? Sorry. My goal. I think last week's goal was to get us off the planet, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I guess this week's goal will be to I would say that it would be to make sure that we find a satisfactory way to deal with the ton of gold that we have come across.
Nice. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
that's kind of top of my list right now.
Okay.
Wouldn't be opposed taking it and running away. We could buy
yeah,
a whole new ship.
Yeah, Acre would love it if you would pass that. I told this to the folks in the Discord. And I don't know if anybody's been bothering you about it, but that pile of gold in the game represents a faction credit. So at the end of wherever it ends up, whatever faction it ends up in the hands of, they'll get an extra fact cred for the next
Adam,
the next faction turn.
They're gonna give us
let
so
us
much
know.
shit.
So
People are
So
gonna
whoever-
hate us.
yeah, whoever ends up with that gold, you get a bonus fact cred. So listen, I said that the game was going to affect the faction turn and vice versa. So we got a big bag of gold. We got one fact cred worth of gold. So okay, so deal with the Imperial gold one way or another. You got to figure out who's gonna take it. Okay, and that might be you. Maybe you. Yeah, maybe you launder it. You know what? Whatever you got to do. Okay, cool. Let's see. Mark, do you have a goal for Jason?
I'm trying to think if I want to change it. I guess maybe based on the situation that we left in and the instructions he's been given, the short-term goal is probably to keep Yancey in the hotel until the others get back. I don't know if that's too shallow a goal.
No, that's fine. These are all supposed to be short term. So
Okay.
perfect. Yeah. Keep Yancey from leaving.
As you were saying that too, I remembered what happened on the last cliffhanger thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, we don't.
Yep.
Okay. Booker, what about you? You and Nomi and Riley just finished meeting with August,
The coolest
with
guy.
Boss Ho.
Yeah.
Boss
The
Ho.
coolest guy. Yeah,
The
Boss
boss
Ho
guy.
and his tigers. So
And his mini ring.
yeah, what do you want to do?
Well, considering we came away from that meeting, eventually getting the name of the next I can't remember the name of the contact guy, so I literally wrote down made contact
yeah,
with
Strand.
our contact.
Captain Strand,
Yeah,
who
make
is apparently
contact with Strand.
holed up in the Blood Road, who is betting on hypercycle races, trying to make some money to get out of here.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you want to like track him down? Is that your?
Yeah, track him down, make contact with him. Booker's goals, I mean, unsurprisingly, are more and more like, let's do the thing.
Get this thing done.
Yeah, at least while he's on this planet, because Booker is fucking tired of this shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. And then Nomi, what do you want to do for yours?
Man, I don't know. I honestly don't. I'm not sure. So we have to find this guy in order to find the other guy, right? That's the.
I mean, I'm not in a position to tell you what you have to do. I just present you with
Well, but
the
that's
obstacles that are
the
before you.
Boss Ho gave us a guy's name. What was the guy that he told us to go talk to that owes him money?
Yeah, Captain Strand,
Strand.
owes. He's a known kidnapper, and August Ho is like, yeah, that sounds familiar. I think I heard Captain Strand talking about that. So
Okay, cool. I guess so. My goal is going to be to. What was Booker's?
track
Mine was
down
to make
Captain Strand.
contact with our contact. So yeah,
Track-
make contact with
track
Captain
down
Strand.
Captain. Okay.
Booker's being very literal with what he has in front of him because fucking tired of all this shit.
Yeah, I just don't know what else to make my. I was trying to think about it while everyone was saying theirs, and I don't know.
Make
I
up my
guess-
colossal betrayal to Booker. Just kidding.
What betrayal? There was no betrayal.
Me. You don't even remember it.
Yeah.
Fucking mind wipe.
This is not the serpents you're looking for. Maybe mine will be to make Strand, assuming that we get in contact with him, to make Strand tell us where the other dude is, or to like actually track down the next guy. I can't remember his name again. Erickson.
Yeah.
Muhammad,
I mean, you could.
yeah, Erickson.
Yeah, you can say your goal can be make Strand tell us where the missing Pixis is, or get information out of Strand. How do you want to phrase that? Do you want to make make him? Because here's the thing: like, are you interested in finding the guy, or are you interested in like bringing justice to the pirate dude, or like because there's one thing forcing a like an admission of guilt out of the dude versus like actually finding the kidnapped guy. There's a bunch of different angles you can take on it.
Yeah, I just thought I want to be like within 1 degree of separation from Erickson Muhammad.
Yeah,
right. So
that
like
makes sense.
I want him to give us information that is
Okay.
like directly
fine.
connected to him, rather than people just being like, hey, I might have heard that someone might have known where that guy was. I want him to be like, I do know where he is, and this is where he is.
Okay.
So I want to make him
Close
tell
to
me
that.
that.
Sounds good.
Who's the next?
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, as promised, we will pick up where we left off. We are in a grimy motel, essentially a grimy hotel in Honglu City on Honglu, a planet that has been undergoing some significant changes in government, and in this particular hotel, we find 2 young men of noble countenance. Jason Argus, who at present sits in a grimy plastic chair with a space shotgun in his lap, and Yancy Ramirez, a fiery noble who has been instructed not to leave the hotel, but who has just left his room and is walking down the Ibanez, that's right. He's walking down the hall. So Yancy emerges. We see him. We're focused on the doorway. Door opens. Yancy steps out, and he has a calm look on his face. He's not he's not angry. He shows no clear outward emotion except for a sort of placid self-satisfaction. And he steps out into the hall, and he is dressed clearly with the intention of leaving. He has a
Mhm.
jacket, and he has his boots laced up. This is not a casual trip to the vending machine. He
Mhm.
steps out into the hall. Now you are 2 doors away, maybe. Do you say anything when you see him step out into the hall, or do you wait to see
Yeah.
what he does?
No, as soon as I see him, it's just Ibanez, Officer Ibanez. I just kind of greet him, but in a just like a Officer Ibanez. Where you
And
off
he,
to?
yeah, and he stops and he turns and he looks at you
Uh-huh.
quizzically, and he says, "Princep, I didn't think you'd still be here."
I've been asked to stay behind for the time being.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody, and he says everybody else went off on the mission.
Yeah, I just like nod. Yeah, I had a bit of trouble, so I've got to keep my head down for a little bit. I
And
think
he
that
nods. Yeah, he nods. And he says, I know what that's like. Shame they put you in the doghouse too."
well, it's yeah. I think Holtzman needed to get out anyway. I would have worried if he'd been stuck around on his own. He needs to be around people right now, I think. Um, where you off to? Booker told me that he asked you to stick around. You're not planning on going anywhere, are you?
He shrugs non-committally, and he's turned now. This is turned from a like I'm stopping for a second while I'm on my way to like I'm actually having a conversation with you, and he crosses the hall, not towards you, but like across from his door, goes to the blank wall there, and he turns and he just leans against the wall,
Yeah.
and he looks at the gun in your lap.
Well, it's kind of.
Says,
it's probably not in my lap. It's probably
okay.
like holstered, like some like maybe by my side, so I could grab it. But I don't want him to think that
Right.
I've like got it there for waiting for him.
But he can see it, right? It's like out in the open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he looks at it and he
Uh-huh.
says, "You expecting trouble, Princep?"
I look at him and I say, like, well, considering everything we've seen on this planet so far, considering a lot of things, I think it's worthwhile being careful for anything, really. And then I want to look at Yancey and sort of really genuinely be like, "How are you doing? Are you all right?"
He
Pretty intense
asks,
from what I've heard.
yeah. I mean, make a notice roll. Make a notice roll with wisdom. Let's see if you
Okay.
can get a read on him.
Yeah.
He's tense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't to you feel like a threatening tension. Something
stuff on his mind.
there's something
Okay.
something going on.
So I'm gonna push this from a certain angle. So I look at Yancey and I just kind of like I kind of make a gesture of like looking around. I say like, I know it's probably quite hard like Booker and the others being around, but I think you and I, we can talk things a bit differently, can't we? Like, you can there's anything's on your mind, I'm happy to talk about it. Just, nothing official, won't go anywhere. If there's anything you need to talk about. You get a hard time from some of the people around here, and well, I think it's different for people like me and you, isn't it?
And he's nodding as you speak, and he says,
Yeah.
It's hard. You spend all this time around the plebs. You really have to watch what you say, what you do. Got to set a good example. They don't
Family's got a
learn so
reputation.
easily. Right, exactly. But he gestures. Here we are. stuck in this backwater hotel while they're out there accomplishing missions.
Yeah, but I think you've done well. From the sounds of it, you've had a pretty big mission. Having a bit of downtime's not going to hurt you. I had a mission, probably didn't go as well as yours. From the sounds of it, didn't accomplish the same goals. Although, yeah, different stresses, different things. I mean, there's going to be opportunities for us. You've got what, like a couple of years of service, I imagine. You'll have plenty of time to prove yourself. And me, I'm just waiting for the first time I can get in a ship, properly show people what I can do.
It's all about expressing our potential, isn't it?
It
Being
is.
given the right opportunities to do so.
Yeah. At the
Nothing
same
worse
time, you
than a-
gotta.
Go
Cool. No, sorry. I just
Okay,
like
so
Jason
yeah,
stops for him to finish.
Yeah, and he kind of scowls and he says, nothing worse than a caged bird. You and I, Jason, we're being underutilized around here. I would have thought that this mission I took for Nomi would have proven that I deserved a second chance. I got the ball rolling and now I'm stuck.
I look at Yancy. I hold up my free hand, and I'm just like in a very sort of like, look, I don't mean anything by it. I'm not trying to offend you. I just want to give you my honest opinion. I think the problem is that you went to a very extreme solution that the people here don't quite understand. And there was a loss there that, well, I'll put it this way, I was fucking pissed about. But I don't think you're the type of person that would have thrown away a noble's life so recklessly. But I don't think that. Yeah,
There's a slight twitch in the
Yeah.
muscle of Yancey's left eye when you mention that, but otherwise he doesn't show any response.
I just say, I know that you did what you could, but the people, certain people here, they're not going to see it that way. I get it. You've got a lot of pressure on you to prove yourself. So do I. And yeah, right now we're stuck here. But the next time, well, we can really show ourselves off. And the problem is if we go out and do something stupid now, because trust me, I've been thinking about it while I've been sat here, going out there, trying to do something, but it could just make things worse. We wait until we're needed and then we prove ourselves. Well, then we prove them wrong. We prove everyone wrong about us, about you, about me. I just think that's the smarter play. But
who do you want to prove yourself to, Jason? Booker? That asshole? No, I don't think so.
Honestly, myself, maybe Holtzman. I like him. He's a good lad. I just want to feel like I'm doing something useful. I feel like so far I've leaned against walls and that's about it, really. I just know that as soon as I can get in a ship, as soon as I can get out there or in a mech, I can prove myself. But stuck on a fucking shithole planet like this, I'm not going to get that chance. You've done something. You did something, and I know it wasn't easy. There'll be another chance for you. But if you do something reckless right now, I think you're going to push some people over the edge, and I don't know how that's going to go down. So I'm just going to give you my piece of advice, and that's that.
So yeah, he says he's actually listening. Like you can see him, like he's nodding and paying attention, and then he says, you know, that gold I got off of these savages.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Booker's not the only person with contacts on this planet. I know people. Crux assets. Deep cover. If we could get that gold to my house, they'd be able to put in a good word for you. And besides, it's Imperial gold anyway. You know it's not safe here.
A
Crux and
nod.
Fornax have a long history. We've been major houses a long time.
Yeah.
Good word from Crux. Maybe we could get you reassigned. There are pilots out there flying real missions against pirates, dissidents. We could use you. I know
You know,
people.
I can. Yeah, I'm sure, and I'm not. I'm tempted, quite honestly. But you know, that gold in House Fornax's hands could also be quite valuable to you. I'm sure the Ibanez family, fleets of new Argus industry, Argus aeronautical fighters, new mechs, those things could be useful too. Might not have contacts right here, but if we can get that gold off planet, I can put in a good word with the family, and well, that could set you and the family up into a good position. And this is
If
the
that
game,
gold
isn't it?
makes if that gold makes its way back onto the Prudence, it's going to disappear. You and I, we're never going to see anything of it. There's no way Booker's going to give either of us credit for the things we've done on this mission.
I think Booker's going to have his own problems when we get back to the Prudence. And considering how this mission's gone. And there's a long time for us to get back to that shuttle. And the chances are, if we take that gold outside this building where we can't defend it, all it takes is a couple of those loyalty brigades or a couple of wannabe gangsters to job us in an alleyway, and we've lost everything.
His
Right
eyes,
here, it's
his eyes flick to the gun and back
Mhm.
to you, and he says, "You know, I did make a mistake the other night, asking Ramirez to come with me, not you. I see things more clearly now. Help me finish this job, Jason. I know you know where the gold is. We can get it to my family. I'll make sure Fornax sees their share. We both come out looking good. And when the Richter puts Booker through the ringer, our hands are clean."
I look at him. I can't do that. Because if we're playing this game, then yeah, that gold goes to your family, and maybe you give me credit. Maybe you put in a good word. I get that gold to my family, and I know I'm secured in something. And maybe we split it. Maybe we find some way other to do with it. But I'm sorry, I can't take that risk. Because either we're going to lose it, or I'm going to lose everything.
Listen, if you want to spend your whole time in service here, sitting in a hotel while everybody else wrecks in all the glory, that's your business. I'm not going to tell you how to run your life. And me, I'm destined for better shit. And I need you not to stand in my way, Jason. This is an invitation. You can come with me.
No, it's not an invitation, Yancey. But I don't want to be your enemy. At the same time, you don't want to be mine. I might not have proven myself so far, but I'm going to stand for something. I'm going to stand right here, and I ain't letting you go. That's just the way it's going to be. And either you're going to have to fight me for it, or something's going to get out of hand. And do you want to roll that dice again? You've tested your luck a lot already. I'm not standing down. I'm not a servant in House Crux. I'm Jason Argus. My family's got a name too. And I'm just going to stare at him.
Let's have you roll. Let's see.
Fuck.
So I think
Oh shit!
I think
This
you're
is
trying
where it
to
goes wrong.
Yeah, like you're trying if you succeed, then he'll like back down for now. And if you fail, he won't. You probably won't. We won't see the difference really because it's not like he's gonna like throw himself at you. But this seems like a talk roll with charisma.
Yeah. Is it a talk with charisma, or do you reckon that the physical intimidation can lend some aid, or is it? What do you reckon?
If you want to escalate to that, if you would like to say like stand up and like get in his face, you certainly could, but
yeah, I don't think I'm there yet. Like, it was more like there's a hint of that, but I'm not like getting up in his face about it. It was more a case of like, I can look after myself, and if you want to try me, we can go, but that's up to you. Okay, cool. So talk with charisma, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it 7 a success? I can't remember.
It's 7 and above is a success, but 7 to 9 is like a qualified success.
Okay.
So you say that you're like, I'm not gonna back down, and he says, I have my orders. Cirrus said I couldn't leave.
I've got mine too.
And it kills me a little taking orders from a minor like her, but well, we wait for our opportunities. And I'm not going to try and push past you, get that gold I know you've got stashed away, and run off into the city alone with it. It's not how I operate. I'm extending an offer of friendship here, Jason. It hurts me you don't want to take it.
I just nod and I'm like, it's not about friendship. I just got to stand for something I believe in. I'm sorry that you're on the other side of that.
And he shakes his head and he says to you, well, things being the way they are, I can take no for an answer. But don't forget, Princeps, Cygnus used to be a major house too. And he turns and walks back towards his room.
Okay. And then I just move the gun back onto my lap. That last line.
Yeah, you're just like, ugh, God. And he turns away.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile,
shoot him.
That went well.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Better than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, you're the closest thing he has to appear around here, right? So
yeah, and I think Jason knows that a little bit as well.
Yeah. So Booker, Nomi, and Riley, I imagine you were just on the outside of the karaoke bar in the fancy pants part of the Vice District. You've just met with Boss Ho, and you have been returned to the streets outside. What would you like to do?
Yeah, he's told us where to find this Captain Strand, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So where exactly is Captain Strand located? Where's the exact location?
He gave you the name of or like the address of a bar, basically in Blood Road, which is like a district used for like high stakes hover cycle racing, and so he's there somewhere, or that's where he hangs out. So if you go there by way of the magic of cinema, like that'll be the scene where you interact with him. I'm not going to be like, oh no, you go there and you have to wait 12 hours before he shows up. Do you want to go there right now? Do you want to what do you do? I guess the three of you get your debriefing moment, right? You're back out on the streets. We can hear through an open window up above. We can hear very bad karaoke drifting down to the streets as Boss Ho entertains his goons. And then you're back out on the street.
Yeah. It's probably a debrief then with Booker talking to the rest of them. It's me, Nomi, Riley, and didn't we have Holtzman too? Right. So there's there's 4 of us total.
Mm-hmm.
I basically just don't mention him unless you need him for something. Like he's just in the background of every shot.
For somebody that is supposed to be well liked, man talks in circles. At least we got what we needed. So to the bar then, yeah?
Sir, how do you want to play this? Do you want to actually try to get his debt back, or did you just say that so he'd give up the information?
To be honest, I'm not too concerned with grabbing his money back. It's not really our problem. Just wanted to get the information as quick as possible. We can try, but if it ends up being a complication, then we'll just take him out or do whatever we have to do. He didn't say take him out, did he? He said obviously just get information from him, just extract info.
He pretty much just was like, oh, some armed badasses are looking for this guy who owes me money. Yeah, I'll tell you where he is. So whatever happens, I'll just take credit for it and be like,
right. Yeah. Sorry, Malcolm just came by. Haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, so that's what Booker says. Not take him out, but extract information from him. Then he kind of like leans forward, looks at Nomi, and is like, seems pretty straightforward, but anticipate anything going wrong. It seems to on this planet.
Yeah. I just kind of nod in agreement, and I just say, nothing really seems straightforward on this planet, but I agree that this is the best course of action.
All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. Booker starts walking that way.
all right. So it will take you some time to get to that district. It's a ways away. But because you guys are in 19 and it's in 10, so yeah, it'll take like several hours to get there. And so when you do, I think it's like deep, like nighttime. So when you arrive in Blood Road, we get the crossfade to Blood Road, and it's like a series of interconnected, now I guess former highway structures. So the buildings are all built up around a kind of like Venus network of these like old roads that don't really get seen. They don't see much use for regular traffic, but they're being used for race traffic now. And so when we fade in, there are people clustered around the edges of these highways, watching one of these races. And so we see a bunch of like hover bikes like rip by, and and everybody kind of down in the section. And you've moved away from the Vice District, away from the fancy place, and you got your weapons back, and you're down in kind of like a middle range area of town. So everybody has their pressure masks back on. There's graffiti and grime and everything. And it's all lit by the sort of hover bike ads. There's an enormous kind of hollow display of like who's winning and kind of the betting circles here. And I think if you go directly to this bar, we find you outside of it to give you an opportunity to talk about your approach or whatever before you go in. So you're standing outside of a window that is fogged by internal holographics. So the window is displaying inside, and from here you can't really see. They're kind of fogged up through the window. Race statistics and a feed of the race and a bunch of like drones that are following it. The area is pretty crowded, like pretty packed, because you're in sort of mid-race right now. And so you hear cheering and shouting from inside. And the streets are crowded by people who are trying to get a look through the window or through an open door as people come and go, but who don't have the money to actually like go in and buy drinks or bet. So they're all kind of like hanging out outside.
Did Bosso tell us how much Strand owes him?
I don't think that he said specifically.
Okay.
Seems like an odd thing to omit. Just get the money back.
Yeah.
How much money? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the way these guys operate, these guys operate isn't go there and enact a transaction. It's go there and threaten to murder him until he pays me. He knows how much he owes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's more just like, I have such a big influence that he'll pay the amount. If it's wrong, there'll be worse problems.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're outside the thing. Captain Strand do we see him outside hanging out with these people that you're describing just outside the
I mean, you don't know what he looks like.
Yeah.
But outside it's all he doesn't have pictures.
It's kind of sci-fi world. I know.
Today I could be like, this is the guy. Look here's a picture of him on Twitter. Here's his fucking feed.
Here's what he had for breakfast. I know everything.
So we literally are just word of mouth. Like, you know, Captain Strand.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan, right? Just be like, hey, do you know where this guy is?
Incognito voice, by the way. I haven't busted that one out yet. You know, Captain Strand.
I am from crime. Where is the captain? Yeah, you sound like a really nasty criminal. Where is he? I am here from far away, and I'm a bad guy. like we're all bad guys together. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're standing outside. You blend in because you all have your like badass mercenary gear on. So
Not me. I'm just an
but I mean, you look. Yeah, I was gonna say you look like
you
a
look
piece of shit all
you
the
look
time.
sketch
So
enough, right?
Yeah.
it's not your
Yeah.
like. It's
You
not your
look like-
fault. I'm not throwing shade or anything,
You-
but you look like trash always.
Yeah.
You look like you belong.
Hardworking
here.
trash. Honest trash.
Honest trash.
Yeah,
Blue collar
That's
trash.
not
Capable trash.
The everyday man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Riley-
So
Modern day Rosie the Riveter.
There you go.
Yeah,
Um,
Rosie the Riveter in this world would be seen as like a dissident propaganda figure. So probably not.
It's Riley.
Blasphemy.
I know. I love Riley, but no one else on this planet.
No, no one
Um,
loves you. Just
But
the
okay,
spaceman.
so you're blending in enough, right? You
Yeah.
don't. No one is like looking askance at you, especially now that you're out of the kind of high class vice district,
Yeah.
right? Like down here, everybody looks either like a filthy peasant or like a tough gangster. So you're fitting in okay.
Mm.
Red murderers fit right in here. And yeah, you're just standing in this crowd of people who are too poor to get inside, who are trying to like watch the race through the window. And
Do we see anyone who looks like they are not too poor to get inside? Like they're the one. They're like.
yeah,
Is there like
are
a
lots of
box or
people-
something where there's like.
There are lots of people who are not too poor to get inside. They're inside the bar.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, cool. I'm trying to
Mhm.
picture the thing.
Yeah,
so we
it's
just
not like a
meet in the
live.
bar.
Yeah, you're not watching the event live. You're at
Okay.
like essentially like an offsite location that is displaying
Mhm.
feeds of it, but you can't just go in there. You have to like buy drinks and bet.
like
Okay.
Okay.
bars broadcasting the Overwatch League, for example.
Mhm.
Yes, for example. Yeah.
So let's try and go in. You try and go in.
Full circle.
Yeah.
See?
So you just,
Jason, take
you
it.
just walk in and
I got it.
there's no like bouncer or anything, and nobody scans you for your weapons. The place inside looks like like predominantly a betting venue, but also like there was a like an automated bartender
Wait,
like a machine. That
If
is
there's no one preventing
serving-
anyone from
serving
going in,
drinks.
then why is everyone outside? You said there's people who are
There
too
are-
poor to go in.
Yeah, there's no bouncer, but you'll get thrown out if you don't buy something. Like there are people that
Oh,
work here
right,
and they'll chuck you out, but there's no like
Okay.
at the door. So you walk in, nobody really pays you any attention. They're all hooked on watching the screen. We see this big glowing display taking up the majority of the back half of the bar, kind of lighting it even more than the overhead lights. And everybody's like either crowded around individual tables. The tables have like betting terminals built into them, or they're watching the thing and they're shouting and screaming. We're getting close to the end of a race. And as you
Mhm.
walk in, I think we see a group of hover cycles like rip past the line. There's a flash of checkered light and shouting, some exultant, mostly anger, and then people start shuffling to like pay their bets and to get paid off, and the crowd kind of shifts slightly. And as you walk in, yeah, what do you gonna do?
Is there a place where they take the bets? Or like you said, there's individual nodes at every table. So is it more like so there's not a betting counter?
Yeah, I think there would be one main one, but then there'd be separate like table built ones where you could go to either if you already have a table, but you could just walk up to the main terminal.
Okay. So my thinking was, I'm just going to say this to you guys, like we would have pre-planned as we go in, maybe spread out to just kind of see, like whittle down who this guy is. Also, I guess I'll just roleplay this out with Nomi. Nomi, before we go in there, perhaps, I don't know if you're going to be into this, but you are very good at getting into people's heads and manipulating them. No disrespect meant. But if we find this Captain Strand, perhaps, assuming he's a person who hangs out in this sort of place, might be a bit of a womanizer. Perhaps you lure him into thinking you might want to spend some company with him. Of course, you're not going to. You'll hit him before that happens. But what I'm saying is we need him alone. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather not have another shit show in a public area. And I know this isn't going to be something you want to do or like to do, but unless he's into metal arms, it'll be Riley. Or perhaps, well, we'll get to there if need be.
So when Booker is done digging that hole, he sets his shovel aside.
It's a very awkward
And
conversation. Very
looks
awkward.
Staring
Or-
daggers. Nomi responds.
Yeah.
And I say, first of all, Booker, good at manipulation is something that I would consider a compliment. I
course.
wager that if this Captain Strand perhaps to be interested in men instead, that you will also agree to the same bargain.
Absolutely. Strapping man I am. Booker does kind of like it. Come on.
Yeah.
It's all right, right?
Nomi expected you to decline, and so she's kind of like annoyed that you are
Booker's
like
trying to get the
integrating
mission
with
done.
that. Yeah. She's kind of like, fuck.
I mean, there's a subset of people who are into like space cop dads, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Off a chat.
You know,
It's a
Yeah.
type.
Bears.
instead of offering your wonderful manly charms, sir, with all due respect, the easiest way.
Oh God, Riley, I didn't see you there.
The easiest way to lure somebody who's addicted to betting out of an establishment, or to get them their attention, or to lure them out of hiding, is to say that they've won. We could always manipulate some data or shuffle things around and let this person know that there's either a problem with his bet or that he has winnings he needs to collect.
I think
Probably
the only
easier
thing
than
that's going to be
offering
believable,
to-
if it's going to be probably a problem. I mean, look at us, Riley. We're mercs.
Right.
We don't exactly look like. Well, actually, and Booker like thinks like about where he's at. Listen, I'm all ears. I just want him by himself, and not in this crowd. Dealt with that too much.
Right.
Thoughts, know me? I'm just spitballing here.
I worry that manipulating the gambling machines on a planet that has a reputation for violence toward any kind of money cheating would not bring the best attention to us. I think that might be a mistake.
I was thinking more along the lines of locating the gentleman and then, spontaneously, maybe some kind of power blackout happens and the entire bar has to shut down. And this gentleman is forced onto the street where we can subsequently tail him and, intimidate him into telling us where our target is, mayhaps.
You're
Your
able
plan
to.
is very chaotic, Riley.
We're trying to attract less attention to ourselves.
Yeah, man, we've been having too many crazy missions already, man.
I got this bag
No.
full of monkey wrenches. I just got to throw them into something.
I just feel like if all of these TVs were to mysteriously shut down, there'd be nothing to bet on and everyone would be forced to leave. But that, of course,
Yeah.
would be after
An
we
interesting
identify
idea.
I do
But
have another
first-
grenade. Booker's like jokes and like grabs the grenade real quick.
Riley's eyes fly wide. It's just like,
Yeah, I'm joking, Riley. I'm not going to use another grenade. We tried that. It didn't work very well. Nomi, you were saying.
An interesting idea. Perhaps we table the idea of the power outage, but first we have to find Strand, because when everyone leaves, we won't know who he is until we find him. So find him first, and then perhaps there is a power outage. I don't like the idea of tampering with the gambling machines, because I don't feel like that'll be a very easy task, but cutting the power seems much simpler.
And also, if the house finds out we're dealing with and tampering with their machines, then we got another problem on our hands. We don't need it. I say let's keep our comms on, spread out, see if you find them.
sounds good.
All right, let's get to it. That's his catchphrase. I'm feeling like he just keeps saying, "Let's get to it."
That's your thing now.
We need a
Yeah.
shirt. Just as
Yeah,
well.
that's literally
Yeah.
gonna say we need a shirt.
Let's get to it,
Almost
and then
like
it's just
Mulan.
chaos behind him.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Let's get to it. And then immediately the next
Bubble and
scene is
explode.
just
Yeah, exactly.
a car on fire and yeah, perfect. Okay, so what's phase one of this operation? What's the very first thing that happened?
Go inside the bar.
Yeah, we probably like split up and fan out and just we're looking for multiple
Yeah.
eyes everywhere, just keeping our ears open, talking to different people and stuff, and seeing if we see anybody that maybe matches his description at all. We don't have his picture. Do we have anything else other than like he's a captain? He's
his name?
an asshole, and he has money from Boss Ho.
I don't think anyone said he was an asshole, but you could
He's an
assume
asshole.
that. He's because he kidnaps nobles supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you have his name, and that's significant. So you could just ask.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's probably what Booker's doing. It's like asking random people. Wouldn't it be great? Can I roll a luck roll to see if it's him, the first person I find?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Sure. The luck rolls are for.
Green.
Let me get this over here. I usually have my character sheet popped out already.
Yeah, you didn't think I was going to say yes, did you?
I really didn't. And then I was like, oh shit, he might. All right. We want lower, right?
No, you want
So not lower, but I'm saying like the number on there is lower the better, right? It's not how that
yes,
works.
the lower the number, the better. So it'll be like a 14 or 15.
Cool.
Boom.
Shit.
All right. You walk in the bar, you look around, something in your gut tells you like that's the guy. You see a dude and he's sitting at the table. And he's just lost. He's just obviously he has all of the body language of a man who has just lost some money. And he like has his head in his hands. He's wearing a dark blue like flight jacket with epaulettes on one shoulder. The other shoulder is covered by a saffron like a sash. The sash is knotted at his hip, and you see, and this is I'm telling you this because it's unusual, and because you're a cop, so you go looking for like weapons and stuff. He has a curved dagger, like a jeweled scabbard curved dagger at the knot of his sash. He's wearing a dark blue. The blue matches his jacket. A dark blue turban. He has a long like oiled beard and a waxed mustache. And he just like he has his hand on his forehead and he's staring at his table like, oh fuck, like this is the worst that could have happened. And he has not yet recovered from his terrible loss, and he's just like staring at the table.
Yeah,
the big red glow of the word loser, like glowing up from the table, is illuminating his face.
Booker comes up and like taps him on the like not like horrible, like with a lot of force, but just like real quick.
You tap him, and he
camaraderie,
like seizes up. He like sits up and he turns.
Easy there, easy.
And he looks up at you, and he's like, "What?
Race didn't go so well for you.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
You don't know. I'm coming through.
He like looks around. Can I help you with something?
Never had a stranger just talk to you in a bar before? Jeez. Is there a bar right there? And like Booker can order a drink?
You can order drinks from the table.
Let me buy you a drink.
He looks at you suspiciously, but let's have you make a talk roll with charisma. Let's see how your first.
Sure. Please keep the good rolls going.
Strong.
That's
Hello.
Okay, so he's suspicious of you, but also he's like a bit off center. So he's
As he's doing that, he's like, "Come on, what are you going to say no to a free drink after you lost?"
And you can see him like make a face, and he's like, "I don't. You know what? Fuck it. Yes, fine." And he gestures.
Yeah. What do you have?
Whiskey, please.
Yeah, man after my own heart. 2 whiskeys.
Yeah, and so you order, and someone brings you the drink, and he drinks all of his in one go. He like picks it up, like, drinks it, sets it down.
I think. And Booker does like does the same, takes a drink.
And
been losing all day or what?
Yeah, he looks you up and down, and he says, well, not all day. Who are you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but this planet isn't exactly full of friendly strangers, so you have to forgive my suspicion.
Matherson. Rick Matherson.
puts a hand out. He goes to put a hand out, and then he realizes he's wearing gloves, and he takes his gloves off. Takes one glove off, and then puts his hand out.
Yeah.
Shakes your hand.
Booker shakes the hand.
And
then what's it called? Is he just like staring at me like all weird like?
Yeah, he's still trying to get a read on you.
So we know that Booker knows that he's a captain, right? He like has a flight suit on. He's somebody that
I mean, yeah, he looks
smuggling from the intel that I have on him.
He looks pretty captainly. Yeah,
right.
He's got like the like kind of Rajasthani like military jacket with the like tasseled epaulets. He's a little ostentatious for this place, but
yeah,
he definitely is.
Booker then goes, "Listen, I'm gonna cut to the chase here. I've got a job for you if you're willing. Looks like you could use the money."
I mean, yes, I could. Too many hours spent in this place. I've made some poor choices, but you're barking up the wrong tree, friend. I don't fly. Not right now.
You look like you fly. Booker like gives him like a coming down. Look like a damn sight a lot better than. And Booker like looks around. These folk.
I used to. My ship is indisposed. And a captain without a ship, what am I, nothing?
We have a ship for you. We just need someone at the helm that knows what they're doing. I've got flight. I've got pilots. But I need somebody I can rely on. Skills that I know that I've heard of before. You weren't chosen at random.
Who told you about me? How did you know to find me here?
I've already talked too much in this place. Not in public. Come with me and I'll tell you more. Or you can stay here and lick your wounds. Drink some more. It's up to you.
You have to know that this does not sound like a safe proposition.
Safe?
A random stranger that I don't know comes up to me. You are trying to cash in on my desperation, I think. How do I know I'm not walking into a trap? I have no money. You cannot rob me. I'm not anyone important. Killing me would not do you any good.
You don't know that this isn't a trap. Choice is yours. Booker like grabs another whiskey that he just ordered and next race is coming on, or you could stay here. Booker leaves.
And he, as you get up to leave, he's like, hold on. Surely there must be something you can do to. I just don't want to get myself in any trouble. And we're strangers. Do you have any kind of official identification or something that shows me who you are? Show me your ship, your crew. I don't.
Is there any chance that while walking nearby that I've heard any of this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, totally. You guys don't have to be super far away.
No, I mean, I think this is all part of the operation. So, like, you have like,
okay, awesome. In that case, I'm gonna cash in on this moment. I want to approach also with 2 glasses of whiskey, and completely ignore the gentleman and just go straight to Booker and be like, offer him a drink and be like, "Good news, sir. I was actually able to," and then notice him and be like, "Fix the problem we were having, and she's ready to go whenever."
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah. I was able to find the parts and everything.
He doesn't believe us. Show us the ship. What? He's looking for official identification. Can you believe it? In here.
Official identification? Wow, yeah. Sure. And then can I pull up a photo of our roughed up shuttle? Like,
yeah, ours is already in disguise, right? So
yeah. Well, would I have a photo of it? That's the question.
You produce a Polaroid.
Roll. Make that luck save.
Make a luck save?
Shit.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
You didn't think to prepare for it, but you
I
might
know.
have like a schematic.
I was just trying to be like, oh hey, I finished fixing our ship, and I clearly look like a mechanic.
Yeah, you do. But I think for the added bonus, you may. Yeah,
It's been going so well. Oh God.
just to see if you have.
Yeah.
Like it just so
That's-
fucking happens.
What the hell?
Luck save.
I love it.
Mm.
It's great.
So
Nice
yeah, you
job.
do.
I mean, it does kind of make sense because I did help Jason rough up the ship. So I was a part of that process. I very clearly remember that. So I guess I did take a photo as well.
It's like for the
So-
Instagram, for Acregram.
I go ahead and pull
Yeah.
up like a little photo on the data pad of our shuttle.
Mhm.
And be like, yeah, just finished fixing her up myself. Is this our pilot, sir?
I'm not sure yet. Is it? No, she's not much. It'll get the job done. Earn you some credits. Like I said, up to
He's
you.
like-
No one's forcing you to do nothing.
So what's the deal? Just credits then? Where are you flying to? In system? Out system? On
We
Honglu?
shouldn't have this conversation here.
Not here.
And also, sir, she isn't much. You wound me. I've worked so hard on her.
And he just like waves you off like mechanics, like you're being precious.
Exactly.
of course.
I gotta lay it on thick.
And he takes out a communication device. And see, what language would he speak? Probably Hindi? Maybe? Yeah. And he says something into his comm, and a person responds in the same language, and the two of them have like a brief conversation. And then he puts the comm thing back on his belt, and he says, "Fine, you have somewhere else, somewhere safer. We can talk." Yeah. Now,
Nods.
Nomi, do you want to be close? Do you want to be close enough to have
Yeah.
like eavesdropped on that?
I'm standing like at the bar, but I'm not like actively participating in the conversation, and so I'm just like I can hear what they're saying, like you're saying over like the comms or whatever. But I'm just kind of waiting nearby until
Well,
they need me.
let's see how much you pick up. So roll a roll a no roll with intelligence.
I hear. Oh, I see. 9.
Okay, yeah. So you get most of what he says. He gets in touch with his like first mate, and says, "I might have a job for us. If you don't hear from me in an hour, then come looking." And then
Did I get a name for his first mate?
he just referred to him as like the equivalent of like number one.
Okay.
Or like officer. He didn't get
Right.
Smithy.
Number one, you have the bridge.
So he puts that away, and then he looks at you and he says, "Fine, you have somewhere."
Yeah. Booker starts to walk out of the bar and he just pings the comm to pings his comm for like Holtzman and everyone else. Just saying, well, it's just Holtzman really. Be like, all right, we're good. Let's move. And just walks out of the bar into like he's just looking for like an alley, like a private alley. You know what I mean? Don't look at me like that, Adam. unless based off, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He said private place, right? So
Nomi and Riley stay in the bar while Booker
Yeah.
takes him to the alley.
And yeah, Booker and the captain go to the private alley behind the bar.
Oh God.
Not even
Yeah.
a hotel, Booker. Really?
you're right. We'll go to rat
Well, we're
events.
poor, so
Sometimes when you don't have time, you just gotta George Michael that shit and just do it wherever you
It
can do
was
it.
to talk privately with words.
I believe you. I believe you. But will chat believe you? I don't think so. So okay, you so you where do you want to go? Like you can just like go outside and find somewhere like quiet to talk, but he's gonna be like, this is your like private location.
Let's get to it. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have him outside the bar. Like, as long as he just goes into, I mean, yeah. an
We
alley
could
will
always
work
take him
just
to
fine.
our shuttle.
To our shuttle. We could.
Yeah, I mean you could take him to go see the ship, but
It
that's
would
like
convince
hours
him.
away.
That's all. That's what I'm
I think
saying.
the thing
It's a
is
long time
okay,
away,
never
so we're, like,
mind.
he
we're
needs
pretty far
he
out.
needs some more immediate convincing right now, and then
Mm.
you can show him the ship as like that's second base.
Yeah.
Situation. I'm just saying.
Everyone's done.
You don't want to
Everyone's
show
lost it.
Yeah.
Second
I mean, I
baseman.
feel like we kind of knew it was going to be this sort of show when we started.
Yeah, I feel like the goal now is just to try to help Bronze keep her shit together the rest of the show. So
I mean,
yeah, so
it's
he,
because of the implication.
yes, I understand. So you walk outside into the streets, and he's taking a pressure mask from his belt, and he's putting it on, and he looks to you and he says, "So where are we going?"
Booger's thinking real quick. It's worth it to even try to take him all the way to the shuttle, or just do the shit right here. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I know what
probably
you mean.
better to just like find some place that's relatively private. So, like not too many people are gonna overhear, I guess. I'm not sure what you're trying to tell him, but
No,
it's
I mean,
too far
literally
to go
just
back to the shuttle.
Get him to a private place to. God damn it! There's no way for this to sound bad with all this current context.
I'm just
Yeah.
enjoying you watching you try.
This way, we're gonna shake him. Damn it! No. We're just
Where
Okay,
can
so
we
is there
go
like a little?
that I can convince him orally that he should be on our team, the team that I am on, for which I am pitching. So yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, do you want to just go to a nearby restaurant or like a cafe or
Yeah.
just like somewhere?
Want to take him
like,
to dinner?
Like you said, like
yeah.
an alley,
If there's a place like
a darkened movie theater,
if-
perhaps a disco.
get some popcorn thrown on us. If
The
there
goods
is,
out
just even if it's just like a like a gentleman's club or whatever, not because of that, but private rooms like booths or whatever, something like that, a club. You know what I mean? Help me out here, Adam. I mean, this fucking thing, okay?
A special club,
Club.
where people of your sort of predilection might go
Wait,
to enjoy
a fucking-
themselves. Like a private location, like a bathhouse maybe, or
Mm.
public shower. I mean, you
All
know,
right, Booker doesn't lead this group anymore. No, me, it's up
Public
to
toilet.
you.
that's what I'm
Public
saying.
bathroom.
Okay, so I mean, so you're looking for just somewhere like you can talk to him without being overheard, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
Can you
filmed.
give me an idea of what is in this area other than an alley?
Or busted by the police. So yeah, make a I mean, the idea here is like that you're streetwise enough to know where like a safe place to do this kind of thing would be.
Yeah.
So
We're just thinking he's not going to be. He's gonna his worry is going to be too. His spidey sense is going to go off if we go in this alley.
yeah.
If we
No,
do
I
it in this
understand.
alley.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, let's just have you make a notice roll, with wisdom, and the idea here is you're just looking for like somewhere you can go and not
Sure.
get caught. Okay.
That's a good roll.
Right.
Yeah, nice job.
So, yeah, I mean, I think there's lots of like everybody around here is very like glued to the sort of post show for the race now. So there's lots of places where nobody is really like paying a ton of attention, and so you can leave the bar and just find a like just a quiet place on the street, just like off the main drag to have this conversation.
Okay.
And so you walk a little ways away and you come around the corner. And we're indicated in the show version of this by like the crowd sound dimming and the lighting being changed somewhat, and the scene is somewhat more intimate. So is it just the two of you, or Riley, did you come along?
I feel like everybody would have.
I can't even with you today. It's Brumpotungus all over again.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
man.
be the third wheel.
Somewhere in the distance, Marvin Gaye starts playing.
I'm not sure I want to get double teamed like that.
I mean, it's okay. Like you can
Anne's done.
help.
I think I'm gonna hang back with Nomi. I don't. I'm just
Any
Nomi and Riley's
listen,
gonna watch.
I don't
I
judge
don't think,
people.
yeah, Riley,
I-
I don't think you have to worry about being the prime target here, but there may be attacks of opportunity later on, so just stay at a safe distance.
Oh my gosh.
I shall voyeur then. I shall.
No
come
matter
along.
what, no matter what happens, no matter what actually happens, I guarantee that this will be the episode that is remembered as the time that Max's character had gay sex with that dude in an alley. Like, it just doesn't matter what actually happens. That's
Well,
what we'll
now
remember
for
this
sure.
as.
Yeah, now it is.
I get it together, and then I always
Oh
think
my
Hooker Greaves, and it just makes me laugh.
And what exactly happened in the alley when you were talking to this man? I promise it wasn't.
It wasn't like that.
It's like when
Oh,
you
boy.
are when you tell somebody that you're not drunk, right? But like no matter how many times you say I'm not drunk, they're gonna be like you're drunk.
The more you
Yeah.
say it, the more
Yeah,
it sounds
the more
like
you're
you
just
are.
like I'm fine. I'm not even tipsy. They're like no, you're tipsy.
Oh,
You're
boy.
we didn't have gay sex. Sure.
You didn't. Listen, I just interrogated
Sure
him
can.
aggressively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
So-
are you guys coming?
Oh my gosh.
Are you guys participate? Damn it! There's no way. There's no way. Are you guys in the area? Are you in
I
the
think we're
area?
like, yeah, I would say like nearby, like not like right immediately like in your conversation. Okay, we're giving you your space. Okay.
But you still want to be able.
Nearby.
You still want to be able to
Like
hear
Holtzman.
what's going on.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like a loose huddle.
We're
Right.
bringing up the rear.
Yeah. Holtzman's, yeah. He's right. Holtzman's well in the rear.
Listen, all kinds of stuff happen in
Holtzman's
combat
got his-
situations. Okay, we all know about Sparta. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. Listen, it's the distant future. We're flexible.
Holtzman's got his
Oh my gosh.
big weapon at the ready.
He's got
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah.
He's got
Just in
his
case.
gun in hand. Yep, he's
Yeah.
there, cocked and ready to
Been
go.
loaded.
Here we go. Yeah.
Hey Max. How is Booker's stab skill?
Yeah.
That's
The negative
absurd.
one. Negative one.
Aw.
Oh.
No.
No stamina.
Okay,
let
so
it-
we're all nearby. We're all talking.
Oh god.
He's- Booker is directly talking to Strand, and we're all like real close.
If you'll let me,
Yes.
Adam, before we leave, like as I'm leaving, because I'm assuming I'd be leading the way, and Strand would be coming with.
Yeah.
This is a juvenile show. What is this?
I can't. It's too late now. Like we're just.
Everybody's
Yeah.
just regressed back
Yeah,
to
we
a high
can't
school
help it.
student.
Yeah.
It's hard. Okay. Right.
Mhm, mhm,
It's not the
mhm.
only thing that's hard.
What you mean? It's
So-
difficult. It's difficult.
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't seem difficult from here.
Oh gosh.
So you've found a moment where you and this character can be alone to have a conversation.
Very good
I
at
think
it.
that's safe. I think we got
Yes.
it. Okay.
No, but what I was trying to say
So-
though is like as I was leaving, I would have liked to say to Holtzman through comms, me like, basically like when I give you a signal, like pull a gun on him, like you know what I mean?
Right. To be ready in case there's
Yeah.
trouble.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Mm.
We're on alert.
I'm gonna roll. I need to just roll to see how like on guard dude is.
Yeah, this guy is
Um,
makes sense.
because he's suspicious. And I'm gonna.
Yeah, like is he gonna freak
like
out
to
if he
see.
sees that I've got like my hand on my gun, like ready to go?
Yeah. Like I think he's already kind of like this is a weird deal, but he's also like desperate. So you kind of know that.
Mhm.
So yeah, okay. So he follows you into I mean we established it's not like into an alley, but he follows you away from the bar to a place that's still like close-ish to where there are people, but sort of cinematically outside of that space. So they can't listen in on you. Okay, so let me make a note here. This is Strand. And this is a notice roll. Okay. All right. So yeah, so the two of you are sort of offside, and he so he says, so what is it? Smuggling?
Real quick, before I start talking to him, I wanted to say that I would have said to Holtzman and the rest of them like the The trigger word is 3 days 3 days trip. That's what it's going to be for them to pull a gun on them and like, it's on kind of thing,
That
Okay.
is your safe word for the
3
situation.
days trip.
Words.
Safe word.
Multiple words.
God, it's a lot.
Oh,
That's a
Makes them
mouthful.
so dangerous. There needs to be multiple words, Adam. Okay.
Usually you want to keep it short, but that's okay. That's fine. All right.
3 days trip.
So-
Come on, that's easy.
Okay.
You say
Country
so.
music. So
I'm easy.
okay. So the two of you are this, and yeah, and he says, so what is it? You need me. Is it smuggling? What?
Yeah, it's smuggling. I've heard you've dealt with that quite a bit, and well, given the rest of the scum on this planet, we need somebody that has decent skills.
I mean, there are
I
plenty
say
of
scum in the
smugglers.
most flattering way, of course.
There are plenty of smugglers on this planet. But why? Who sent you to me? You don't work for Boss Ho, do you?
Nope. Who's like, definitely not. Who's Boss Ho?
I've never even heard of a boss.
No.
And he, yeah, and he
Boss
says,
what?
Because I've done some work. I've done some work for the criminal syndicates here already, and listen, can you get me off world?
I mean, that's the plan.
I don't want to come back here. This is a one-way trip for me. You understand?
I see. What exactly did you do?
That's presumptuous of you to ask.
You're also
Needless
asking
to
who my
say-
employer is.
Needless to say, like many others on this planet, it's become inhospitable. I hear business is good on Tootham. I'd like to make my way there.
Tootham, eh? How far away is Tootham from here? Would you say about a 3 days journey?
It depends on the ship, but it's not very far.
Is it a 3 days journey, Adam?
I mean, if you have a ship that will make it in that amount, sure. But it's two hexes away, so it could be a week if you, depending on your ship. But a 3 days journey would not go like it wouldn't make. Like you could say that and it wouldn't be like, what? That's crazy.
Just say yes. Say yes.
Sure.
Tootham, eh? Well, like I said, our ship's not a whole lot, but should be about a 3 days journey.
So when you hear Booker give the safe word, what do you
That wasn't
do?
the safe word. He
It
said
was-
3-day journey.
It's
The
the
safe
same
word
Oh,
is
you
three-day
fucked up the
trip.
safe word. Oh God. Oh, technicality.
They're on
So
the comms. Holtzman's like, no, that was 3 days journey, not journeys.
yeah, no, keep doing it. Don't do it.
Trip.
Just keep. He's just fucking with us. Keep doing it. Yeah. I mean, was it your intention to trigger the like response
Yeah.
or okay? All right. So let's imagine. That
Oh,
he
so
said the
you meant
correct
okay.
phrase.
All right, cool.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if you were faking us out. Okay, so we draw our guns, I guess. He didn't do anything to warrant that.
I mean, yeah.
He's
Do you
just
want to
threatening
just
him.
like jump out of the shadows with your guns or what?
Why are we threatening him? I don't know. Let's say that I like was standing. Can I say that I was standing behind him? Like I had maneuvered behind him, and so I just draw my gun and hold it.
He got a pretty good roll on his notice, so I don't think he would have like
Oh, okay.
let anybody get in a position to do that. But we can all roll initiative to see what happens. That could be a thing we could do.
Oh God. Okay.
Hmm.
Really? We don't even have a jump on him? What's the point of this then?
I mean, that's a great question. Yeah, I mean, let's roll to see, because yeah, he definitely gets a chance to respond.
All right.
Okay, so you got a 4. I will add. Okay,
Oop,
so you got a 4.
what did I get?
9.
8.
Okay.
I believe I have a thing where I
Actually,
can
it's
re-roll
Yeah,
if I want to, right? But that's okay. Because isn't it, if I remember correctly, don't I have to take the second initiative no matter what it is, or is
It
it
is, yeah. Yeah, you
I'll
can
stick with the
reroll,
9,
but
I
it's not like advantage. So yeah, I mean
And
you're
you
not
got
gonna do
max.
much better. It's a
Yeah, I'll
D8
stick with the
plus
9.
your dex. So. Okay. All right. And then Nomi got an 8. Okay. So what what do you do? So you give the command, Booker. You're like,
Mhm.
it's about a 3-day trip.
It's journey.
Holtzman.
If I said trip, they wouldn't have done anything.
Okay. Good old Holtzman.
Jesus.
He's like, did he say
No.
journey or trip? I'm not. Well,
I don't know what he said. I can't. I don't.
Me too. I'm just like, oh wait, was that the keyword?
You guys were like talking about something.
yeah.
Okay. So Booker, you say the thing. What do you do?
I say the thing, and they come through. Yeah.
I mean, you have an opportunity to do something. You know that the signal has been given. Do you want to hold and wait until somebody else does something, or?
Yeah. I'll hold in. If he draws his weapon, we'll like disarm or shoot or whatever. You know what I mean? Or not
Okay.
shoot right away, but you know what I mean. Just hold an action to respond to that.
Okay. So Nomi, you were the first responder. What do you do?
I don't. This is the first time we've done like combat like this, hasn't it? I feel like I don't remember the last time we rolled initiative.
Yeah, since killing the synth back on Echo.
Yeah.
or the Echo Moon.
A long time ago. Well, I draw my weapon and point it at him. I guess I don't know where I'm standing.
Was to have him outnumbered and outgunned. He's not going to be stupid enough to you know what I mean.
I don't know. It doesn't seem
Yeah,
very
that's the
smart.
thing.
He
So-
followed us into a dark alley.
Yeah, he's pretty desperate. So Nomi,
Yeah.
you come around the corner. You come around the corner and like point your gun at him.
Okay.
Do you want to try to get him to surrender? You want to like shout at him, or what's your approach?
Is he armed?
Got that.
Yes, yeah. He has a gun in a
So
in a
I
holster
want
on
him
his
to-
thigh, and he has that knife.
Yeah, I want him to drop both of those things on the ground.
All right. So what does that look like? Do you come around the corner and
Mhm.
point it at him? Are you shouting like a cop? Is this like a
No.
simple like quiet command? Is it?
Yeah, just a quiet command. I come around the corner and with my gun and already like pointed at him, and I say, "Drop the gun and the knife, and kick them both away."
Okay. Let's have you make a roll. And yeah, this is a talk roll. You're intimidating him. You're just trying to like get him to chill. So roll with your charisma.
Charisma.
I love that on the map it says ho
6. Okay, wait.
randomly.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So I can re-roll a 1 related to negotiation or diplomacy. Would this count as negotiation?
A life negotiation.
Yeah. I think in this case it's like you have guns out and stuff, but it's pretty like, hey, we want to talk to you from a position of power. Like you need to chill out.
Yeah.
I think I'll allow it for this one. I think this is fine.
6.
Not like openly shooting.
Nice.
So I get a
That's much
6
better.
and a 3 plus 2.
Okay.
8, 9,
11. Okay. All right.
11.
So he puts his hands up and his eyes go wide and he's like, oh, wait, what the fuck is going on? And he looks at you, Booker, like you're gonna give him answers. He hasn't seen Nomi before. And so he looks at you like, oh shit, we're both busted. Like, this is you,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
your problem.
That's
And
nice.
he's like,
That's
shit.
nice.
I don't and he looks at you like you need to handle this. Like, uh-oh, buddy, you're busted.
Yeah, Booker for a second is like, hey there, hold on. I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. All right, let me level with you. Yes, Boss O sent us. No, we're not going to kill you. We don't want to do that. You do owe money. However, you have something that's more important to us, potential information. You give us that information, we'll call it square.
And he's still got his hands up. He's like, information about what? I don't know anything.
You're a smuggler. And we have
Nods.
intel and reasonable suspicion that you have an idea where the Pixis, whatever the fuck his name is, Hassan, whatever.
Erickson,
Mohammed
Yeah.
Erickson, yeah.
I've just referred to him as Pixis because his name is very long. So tell us what you know. And if you don't know anything, then that might be a big problem for you.
What? The Pixis? Wait, who the hell are you people?
We're asking questions. We're the one with guns, and you have your hands raised.
How do I know that if I don't tell you what you want, that you won't just kill me as soon as you know?
You don't. I'm telling you now, we're not going to. You don't know who we are.
And you can see, and you've seen this before, in the face of every criminal who's been put in this position. You see him thinking over, okay, what are my options? I could shoot one of them and run for it. I'm a pretty fast draw.
As I see that, I'm just like, Booker's like,
Right? Like he's suddenly checked out of the
I
conversation.
know what's going on right now. Stop it. It's not going to go well for you. You're outgunned, outmanned. Your options are very, very limited. And I know you're desperate. But guess what? I'm not interested in the money. I'm interested in information.
Can I use my oracle?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. I get to see 1 minute into the future.
Okay. All right. So I think you don't need to roll or anything for this, right?
I don't think so. I don't think I rolled last time. You just commit
No,
your
I don't
effort,
think
and
so.
that's it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let me
I
take
love this
so
power.
Oracle.
Yeah. She uses it. I'm like,
It's just so fucking cool, man.
All right.
only
So
1 minute, but
you can see a minute into the future. It should relate to actions and events, not abstract facts. Okay. You see him making the decision that if he shoots you, he can get away before Booker can pull his gun. He sees you can watch him track out his path. And so a minute in the future, he's going to draw his gun, shoot you in the chest, and then run for it. And by the time Booker gets his gun, Booker's going to be able to take a shot, but the guy will be behind cover and around the corner before that
is
happens.
that fast, motherfucker? What is he, a synth?
So you see that, and he's he's gonna do it. He's about to he's like, okay, I gotta run for it. I can't let these fuckers catch me.
am I allowed to act before?
Of course, yeah. You have
Yeah.
Oracle. It's still your turn. You're just pointing the gun at him. We haven't shifted to his initiative yet. You're not done with your turn.
Great. Can I shoot him in the leg?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
This motherfucker.
Hell yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Okay. Make a
What do you
shoot
do,
roll.
hotshot?
Actually, you know what? You're standing
I was gonna
nearby.
say, she's
You
right
have-
there, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing interesting if you miss, right? You just take the gun and shoot him in the leg. And he grabs his you have a laser pistol?
Mhm.
Okay, so there's a flash of red light, there's a sizzle of burnt flesh. He shouts in pain, he grabs his leg, and he drops to the ground onto his knees.
Booker's
He's, clutching his
real quick, he goes like that, and it clicks for him
Like-
for a second. He probably looks at
Yeah,
Nomi, and
great.
Nomi's like,
just grabs his leg fuck.
we
God,
saw
you
something
shot
she
me.
didn't like.
What the fuck? And he's gotten kind of pale and sweaty, he's going into shock.
Yeah. So I just walk closer to him. Can I which side of his? I'm assuming his pistol's on his right hip.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I step on his right hand so that he can't get to his gun?
His hands aren't close enough to the ground to do that, but you could kick him in the stomach first. And then he'd
Kick some
fall
dirt
over.
into his laser hole.
Yeah.
I mean, you could kick him in the stomach and he'd fall down, and then you could step on his hand.
Step on his leg.
Okay, I do that.
Max, stop
I
making
kick him
this
over.
weird. Stop it, Max.
I just want to hold my gun to his head and take
kick him in the
pistol.
nuts. Naomi, do it. Okay, so you walk over and you just want to I guess my question, the reason why I asked was how. Okay, so you can just walk over and pull it out of the holster. He's not
Okay.
going to really fight back.
Okay, cool. That's
You
what I
now-
do then.
You now
Just take his
have
gun away.
you now have 2 laser pistols.
Yes.
Sick.
So you just walk over, just yank it out of the holster. He doesn't try to stop you. He's just too occupied with fuck, a laser went through my leg bone.
Yeah.
He's like holding his leg, groaning in pain. He's gonna need like a new leg, basically, because you literally just drilled a hole right through him. You can see the hole in the pavement behind him.
Maybe you shouldn't have thought about shooting.
Yeah, and he's just like, God. And what do you got him at your mercy? What are you gonna do?
I after I take his gun, I kind of like just stand in front of him.
Chilling.
Yeah. I just kind of stand in front of him and I say, I kind of lean close to him and I try to be very menacing and I say, that's what you get for thinking that you can outsmart a series of house serpents. And I kick him. Over.
Boom.
Fuck you.
All right. Cool. So yeah, and I think that's where we cut to break, right? Is your menacing statement and then the kick in the ribs.
Nice.
And
dual wielding bitches. Fuck yeah.
Nomi becomes a John Woo character and dives backwards, shooting her pistols as doves fly out into the air.
She just goes through windows when we have doors to go through.
Yeah, just go through the door. Why are you diving backwards through this window?
There's me. I'm like checking left and right for the loyalty brigade because this planet has made me like paranoid. I'm like,
Nomi sees in the future, reads minds, now has 2 guns. Fucking super badass.
Perfect. All right, so we'll take a short break here, and when we get back, we'll see if this particular bird is going to sing. I think chances are very good that he will. Don't go anywhere. We got part 2 of today's episode coming at you right after this.
Nice.